Hi everyone, I'm Jemaku Brimstone and welcome to the review of Slither, the fourth record by the band Earth Crisis. Today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already reviewed some of the records on my channel, so go check those videos out. My story with the band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon the music video of the track Provoke from this record on TV back in 2000-2001. I was like 3 or 4 at the time, but I've loved the song and recorded it on my VHS tape and I would watch it all the time. Years later, when I finally got the internet, I've checked out their entire discography and I've been their massive fan ever since. I even saw them live last year and it was fantastic, met all of the guys, talked to Scott for like an hour, it was so much fun. So Slither, this is an interesting record for many reasons. The first one is probably because this might be actually the first new metalcore album ever released. Newcore genre started around the year 2014 because of the bands like My Ticket Home, Stray from the Path, Sworn In and so on, but who would have guessed that we already had a record that would mix nu metal and metalcore in the year 2000? It actually happened, it's Slither. From what I understand, the record was not received well by the fan base and the band decided to break up in 2001. Which is very weird to me because while this record is like 70% nu metal, it still has that Earth Crisis spirit, atmosphere and lyrics, so I just don't get it. And even if you don't enjoy the clean vocals here, which are good for the most part, there were still songs here that only had screaming and shouting, so I actually don't understand why the entire scene was so angry and like, wah, they've still out. Especially since the record is very similar to the previous ones. The only change is, you know, they're rapping, sometimes singing, but the riffs, the presence, the drumming, it's still almost the same. We've got the producer Steve Everts here. The cover art is quite nice. I bought this record like a couple of years ago. It was the only one I could find, you know, in my country. So we've got the lineup here, it's the classic lineup, so we've got Carl on the vocals, Scott and Eric on the guitars, Eric joined the band on Breed the Killers, so the previous album, Bulldog on the bass and Dennis on the drums. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no loudness or no clipping, just the way I like it. Message is diverse, the songs are mostly against animal cruelty, against addictions, drug use, alcohol, all of that stuff. They're pro straight edge, against mass media, corporations, capitalism, the government, all of that stuff. I do enjoy the lyrics, especially on songs like Provoke, Slither and Killing Brain Cells. Structure of the tracks is basic, it's a started intro, verse pre-chorus, chorus, verse pre-chorus, chorus, breakdown, bridge, chorus, outro. Sometimes it slightly changes and differs from that, it never becomes technical or advanced, usually just 2 to 3 different segments and that's it. Music wise, as I stated before, this is a nu metal album with lots of metalcore elements. Now let's focus on the musicianship. Let's start with the drummer Dennis. I love his groove, the style, the precision of his playing, it's all here and it's fantastic. I especially enjoy how he hits the snare and how he uses the toms and all of these other elements of the drums. Next let's talk about Bulldog and his bass work. The bass is audible. What I love about this album is how Bulldog has lots of moments to shine in songs like Mechanism, Arc of the Sun, Behind the Wire, Hair Trigger. There are lots of moments where only the bassist and the drummer are playing together or just the bassist. It's really cool. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy nu metal so much, because it lets the bassist shine and do some cool funky bass lines. That's actually quite great. Now let's move on to the guitar work, which is also superb. I love the crazy crunchy guitar riffs mixed with those more melodic ones. Also some eerie, introspective nu metalish riffs here and there in the background that create that weird and oppressive sounding atmosphere. That's all here and I just adore it. Last but not least, let's talk about Carl and his vocals, and wow, just wow, some of his screaming here is on the same level as on Gomorrah album. It's not much, but there are bits and pieces here where he just goes and it sounds fantastic. Some growling, shouting, yelling as well, rapping and also singing. Singing is a new addition and most of it works like on Provoke or Slither. On Nemesis, well, it's an acquired taste, it depends on the track, but overall it does not detract from the song, it does not annoy or bother me, it's here and it's done tastefully. So the vocals actually are very emotional, very hard going, especially the screaming and shouting. I love it, he was in his prime days here, and while nowadays he's more growling and has more distorted vocals, here he was like in the middle, he like took a step back and tried to pronounce the words better, so you can actually understand most of the lyrics, because on the newer albums or the live performance it was hard to do so. It still sounded fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it's like so yeah, now let's focus on the individual tracks. The album opens up with an intro, Loss of Humanity. It's a build up to the title song. I don't know why it's here. I wish it was like mixed with Slither, like it would be just one song, because yeah, why? Why is it just an intro? Like usually I skip it, but it does not bother me. It's fine, 6 out of 10. Slither, wow, it opens with a cool nu metal riff. Dun, 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 dun. There's a build up and then Slither, dum, 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 dum. That cool main guitar riff sounds so nu metalish. Then we get some guitar harmonics, and rapping. It's like Earth Crisis heard Machine Head's The Burning Red and wanted to make a song similar to Desire to Fire, because it has that vibe to it. Love the chorus. Slither, dum 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 dum, get it out here, dum dum, Slither. Love every single section here. Resist mind control. Love how he's screaming that. 11 out of 10. Provoke, a single with a music video. Without this song, I wouldn't stumble upon this band and I would have never heard them. This one will always be my favorite track from them, right up there with Broken Foundation and The Order. Those three will always stay my favorites. Provoke, I don't even know where to start. The intro alone, and then wow, I love how the build up goes, like boo, it's like smacks you in the face, then fracture over fracture, the cool guitar riffs, really nice. Then we get the verse with the rapping, the more laid back guitar riffs, so nu metalish in the background. Provoke the song, last of the saint. But then we have also the chorus section with the singing, creating an illusion, infiltrating the rain, is their part of the game. That cool transition from the chorus to the bridge part. Yeah, this one is fantastic, full of energy, passion. You can hear that the band is having fun. It does not sound forced, like no one is holding a gun against their heads and telling them to be nu metal. This is just how they sound here, and I love this song with all of my heart. It's really hard for me to stay still when this one is playing, and I wish they would play it live. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but maybe if you're ever going to come to Europe again, please play Provoke, because it goes hard. 12 out of 10. Nemesis, this one is more laid back. There's a cool bass line at the beginning, some melodies, some eerie guitars. The screaming is fantastic, the singing, well, back when I was younger I was like, it's fine. Nowadays I appreciate it more. I found myself within a song of the world. I enjoyed this song. It's not my favorite on the album, that's for sure. It's like second weakest track, but still it's fun. 9- out of 10. Aggress, this one also has some singing, but here it's like better. The heavier moments with the screaming, the guitar riffs, the overall atmosphere of this song goes hard, the bridge part especially. Yeah, 9- out of 10 as well. Biomachines, fantastic lyrics, great build up to the breakdown. Raid of the Biomachines. Love that part so much. The beginning alone. The bass lines, the drumming, the guitars, all is perfect here. A standout song, that's for sure. 11 out of 10. Killing Brain Cells. Now this is also a single day music video. They played it live last year when I saw them, and actually Carl gave me the microphone for the bridge. It was fantastic. I was like, roaches come from the bros to go, send it into reckless state, then deny the ruin. The rapping, the screaming, the shouting, yelling, growling in this song is perfect. The entire atmosphere of this one, it's bouncy, it's tasteful, love every single section here. The bridge, the chorus, the verse, just everything. Yeah, this one, I am happy that they were playing it live. I wish they would play more songs from this record live though. So 11 out of 10. Arc of Descent, this song has a little bit too much repetitions, but besides that, it's great. I love the bass line, the guitar riffs, the drumming, the vocals, hell yeah. One of the standout songs here as well. 9 out of 10. Mechanism. This song yet again, the intro focuses more on the bass, which is very nice. Then we get some cool guitar riffs, the verses. It's almost perfect to me, but I feel like the bridge section should have been more heavier. That's my only complaint. 10 minus out of 10. Behind the Wire is the most underrated Earth Crisis song ever. Like, if anyone from the band is watching, listen to this song, maybe play it live because it deserves it. Like, goes hard. The drumming, the bass lines at the beginning, and behind the wire, the vocals so passionate, and then the bridge, the build up to it, the guitars are just going ascending, and then second best track here, that's for sure. 11 plus out of 10. Mass Arrest, another song that sounds kinda like a filler, but I enjoy everything about it. It's just not perfect, you know. It's not that memorable, but when you're hearing it, you're like, hell yeah, it's Mass Arrest. So yeah, the verses, the bridge, the chorus, it all slaps. 9 out of 10. Hair Trigger, this is probably the second most underrated Earth Crisis song. Yet again, the energy it radiates, you know, musically and vocally. The screams here, wow, just wow. The chorus, the verse, so much passion and anger. The bass lines, the drumming, the guitar riffs, all of that works fantastically, and I'm just losing my words here because this one is one of a kind. 11 out of 10. And last but not least, Escape, the last track here. This one is actually a disappointment on its own. It's okay, but if you think about it in a context of the album should have ended on Hair Trigger, because that song, when it ends, it leaves you like with positive charge. You're like, hell yeah, this was a fantastic record. And Escape kinda gets a little bit flourish, a little bit boring, remember. The second part of the song is more interesting with the clean singing, but still, it's just great, nothing more, you know, so 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is fitting, groupability, yeah, it's a legendary record. It should have been a masterpiece, so a lower score, but I'm bumping it up because this might be the first new core record ever released. Some of the songs here are iconic to me, and I've heard them like 10,000s of times, you know, Provoke, Slither, Killing Brain Cells, Behind the Wire, and Hair Trigger. There was a period in my life, like in 2008, 9, 10, come back from school, just listen to those songs all of the time, like 10, 20 times a day. They're just so much fun, and even after all those years, you still feel the passion, the energy, and you have the will to re-listen to them. That's just how I feel. Those tracks will always remain legendary in my eyes. Same as this record, even if it has some problems, like if it were up to me, I would remove the intro or like morph it with Slither, so make it a one song, and Escape should have been removed from the record. It's not a bad song, just let it be on some compilation like Less of the Same, because Hair Trigger is a better closer, because it has so much energy and passion, and Escape is like, besides that, hell yeah. So celebrate generously by spinning this record today, it deserves your love and attention. That's all from me, thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. I posted there this album a couple of years ago, so you can read there my more professional review and see the pictures of how the CD looks like, it's really nice. Shout out to all of my Patreon members who gracefully sponsor these videos, you're all truly wonderful. If you want, you can join them so I can make more reviews like this one, because I love making them, but they take so much time, you know, so it's hard when you have to live. Wishing you a great day or night, and I'll see you next time. Bye!